Hello, welcome back to the shed. XJ600 part 8 of the project ongoing. I want to try and get the engine out today. If you remember, there's a sheared bolt in the frame that I showed in the last video. I've got no way of getting that bolt out of the housing that's actually sat inside. I've looked up on the, I can't remember the name of the website, but I've looked up the frame details, what the bolt is, whether or not there's a damper inside there. Basically, I need to wiggle the engine around a little bit to try and manoeuvre it into a position so I can pull that bolt out, because it just will not move from its housing. I think it is actually welded inside that. So it's going to be interesting. All I want to do is get the engine out. I want to get the engine outside, get the bolt and the damper out of the frame, and I want to degrease the engine because it is absolutely minging and I just cannot work on it like it is. It's got 20 odd years or more. When was this made? 1991. So you can imagine the amount of crap on the engine. So I need to clean the engine. I've got to take it outside in the garden and give it a good spraying and a good scrubbing really. Just need to get the engine out and give it a good degreasing. So wish me luck, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
So I've soaked this bolt already. I'm just giving it another spray with WD-40 this morning, as I just want to knock it through, and it was a little bit reluctant to move, so we're going to give it a go. Copper mallet, just not to do any damage to the bolt. There we go. Bit rusty. Threads are okay though. Need to clean up obviously, but just glad it wasn't another one that was sheared.
Okay, so I've been having a look at these bolts, and let me just move this camera. So I've been on a website when we were talking about this sheared engine bolt. Have a look down here. This light is awful. Yeah, so let me see in there. Remember I said there was a sheared well, it's so difficult to see, but yeah. Okay, so I've been having a close look at this frame, and I've pulled up on a website that's called cmsnl.com. It's actually really useful website. It's got pretty much everything for Honda, Kawasaki, Suzuki and Yamaha in terms of bolts, frames, tuning, styling, just all of the original schematics as well. So I've been looking at here, and as you can see, the offending item, bolt number 7, which has been sheared. It's actually in the other way around on this bike, but anyway, the diagram shows it that way. And then obviously I've just had to retrieve bolt number 9, which I had some issues as well. So I've removed 9, have you just seen on the video. Now I've got to have a look at 7. So what I've done is have a look at the opposite bolt, just to see how that works, because obviously I wasn't sure whether it was threaded inside the frame. Doesn't seem like it is. The bolt on the opposite side just pulls out, so I think we might be in a bit of luck with this one, but I'll just show you the other bolt quickly. Okay, so if you look here, this bolt here This just pulls out. Obviously it's got the weight of the engine on it at the moment, but there is no thread in terms of this part of the frame being threaded, so it doesn't thread through. It's actually just got the nut on the other side. So if that one comes out, then the one on the other side, as long as I can get to it, even if I actually remove this front part of the oil filter, I can't actually get any more to it because this part here is part of the frame. But as long as I can get an angle in there to try and release it and give it a couple of hits, it should come out. Fingers crossed. So the offending items off the XJ600 are these bad boys. And they are the frame. They sit inside the frame, and they are little dampers for the engine. And what's happened is this one, I've just looked online and I'll show you the photo, but what happened is obviously you've got you can see that sheared bolt there, but I couldn't knock it through because actually, I don't know whether you can see that, but this part isn't meant to be part of it. So that bolt goes right through. And if you look closely, it's hard to focus, but you'll see, you can see the rust. And I can tell you something now, I've just had it in the vise, and even with the mole grips on it, it isn't budging. So over time, it's, you know, it's almost welded itself. I will get it out because I need these, and these are about 35 quid for the pair, and obviously I don't want to be paying that. This one is a little bit shredded there, but the majority of it is intact. So those are the offending items, and now this is ready to come out. So you can see, obviously, a bolt went straight through that one, but this one you can see a little bit better now. I've lifted the engine up slightly, but that's where it was, straight through there and into that bottom one there. So, and then of course the other one sat inside there. So there we go. So the engine's ready to come out, and not today though, because I need Biker Dave to come and give me a hand, because I don't have all the fancy tools and I don't have all the fancy equipment. So it's going to be hold your breath, lift it up, shift it across and pop it down. Anyway, see you soon. Okay, so here's the engine for the XJ. I've degreased it and cleaned it as much as I can at the minute. Certainly more, well, certainly better than it was before. I don't know if you remember what it looked like down here, but I'd say that's a vast improvement on what was there before. Just degreased it, got rid of all the crap, and just generally it looks a lot healthier and a lot cleaner already. Obviously there's a lot more to do on it, but it's out, it's been degreased, it needs paint, and obviously I need to check over other bits and bobs with it, but you know, just to get the grease off it has been a massive help, because now I'm not just handling dirt and muck. And of course now the frame is looking very empty indeed. Swinging arm off, and start to strip that down now even more, and then I can take it and I can start to remove all of these bits that I don't need, get it sandblasted and start measuring things up. But really I'm pretty chuffed with that. I know it's just a motorbike frame and it's an engine out, but the engine looks a lot cleaner, the frame is pretty much there, and we've got the carbs out and ready to service. So, a good day in the shed. Happy days.